Let's go. Finance with Sharan. What's up? How are you doing?
Good, man.
All good?
All good. All good.
Okay, Stuvi and I here, we're finance dummies, okay? We know nothing about money. So we're going to ask you a bunch of questions about how to make money, what to do with our money. But before that, if we're going to be taking financial advice, we need to know how much money you have. Because like,
That's like the mark of credibility.
like
Yeah.
how am I supposed to...
How many zeros are there?
How am I supposed to know if I should follow the advice or not?
Okay.
Like you have to give us something. You have to give us something, bro.
It's, I would say that I'm like a millionaire.
In rupees or in dollars?
What do you
In rupees, it's not too tough.
In rupees is like probably one of your brand deal makes you a rupee millionaire.
Okay, ठीक है. I'm convinced now.
He knows.
Yeah. No, okay, so I'll tell you the thing about us is we've just started making money. We're like almost 26 now. So before this, we've had no experience in managing money. Whatever is coming in, that's getting spent, and that's how it's always been. But now we're making some money, so we are trying to figure out what to do with it. Like how much should we be spending?
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yeah.
problem to have. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't complain.
Very few people say that I have extra money. I don't know what to do with it. Right?
I don't think
I don't think we have extra money, but
But we're forecasting money coming our way.
we're
and-
manifesting
Yeah.
money coming our way.
Yeah. Because right now we're also getting used to spending also a bit.
What does that mean? Like you increase your expenditure, your
Yeah.
lifestyle has
Yeah.
gone up.
So
Okay.
like if I'm going out for a meal, I'm okay with spending more money than I used to before. Before it's like, how do I get this done in 500 rupees?
Yeah.
Now it's just like, okay, I want to eat something nice. So
Now you don't look at the prices in the menu.
Oh no, we still do.
we
You
still
still
look,
do.
but like, if I know I've gone out for dinner, I want to have a nice dinner. Maybe I won't go out as often,
Yeah.
but it's like, I want to like still have a good time.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
what's the problem though? It seems like you're leading a good life.
Yeah,
But we want to
like,
save that money also, no?
yeah, because we're not going to be doing content forever, right?
Why not?
I mean, it's a content creator's shelf life isn't like if you have the best
There
career.
are two kinds of content creators.
Hmm.
One is a content creator who is coming up with original content all the time.
Yeah.
Now that person, that kind of a content creator might have a shelf life. Then there is a content creator which is always riding on the wave, always going on what is relevant.
Yeah.
It need not be you. It could be the guest or the
Yeah.
events, right? Like, will news be out of fashion?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
will a news channel ever have a shelf life? No, because there's always interesting stuff going on around the world. Like, so today you got me.
Yeah.
5 years later, there might be a new finance influencer who'll come and you'll call that guy. You'll be like, fuck Sharan.
Yeah.
He's not relevant anymore. I'll get
I mean, it
somebody
depends
else.
on how this episode goes.
Right, yeah. So I don't think in your career path, I don't think if you do everything right, and if you do slight small innovations here and there, you will not go irrelevant. But let's assume that you will become irrelevant. But then what? You think you'll not make any money after that if you don't create content?
I think I'll still make money, but it would be nice to do something with the money I'm making right now so that, I have some sort of a safety net. So like what I know is the first thing you do is you get a health insurance because that's more important than anything.
Yeah,
And then you do the SIP.
that's right.
And then
You've done
you
some
could
research.
go a bit riskier.
Where are you
with
learning
your,
all of this, bro?
I watch finance with Sharan, bro.
This is a reel for Sharan's page.
Yeah.
I could see it come.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you've done good amount of research. Number one thing is, of course, what's so funny?
No, because I said I watch your content.
It's
And then you said it's good research, so.
yeah, it's a good amount of research. So first thing is the health insurance. So what have you bought a health insurance?
No, I don't
No.
know.
Okay.
Mm.
So you have no cover right now.
No.
Like nothing.
No.
Like if you
You
get
do
it,
something to him right now, he's
Yeah,
fucked. Like,
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the cameras are on, so like I think I think without insurance, even if you have it recorded, you can't do anything.
what do you mean?
Like I'll go to the cops, but then
They're not gonna say
They're
anything,
not
bro.
gonna pay for your treatment.
Yeah.
So
So if you knew that health insurance is one of the most important things, why didn't you act on it yet?
because I don't know which one to get.
Which one should we get?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you
This
like,
is all I found. All of this out
like if
recently.
I go to your Google search, what will I find?
Let's check. right
Nothing. It's empty.
Like,
now. Let's check right now.
like have you not typed
That's a
best,
very
best
intrusive.
health insurance to buy? Have you not Googled those kind of things?
So I've done that, but I think all of those are affiliate links. So I
That's
don't
the worst
trust
thing to
it.
do, actually.
I know that, but I'm just asking, have you done that at least? Because if when you do that, you will be led to a lot of other, you will be led to advisory companies who will help you figure it out.
Okay.
So of course, see, look, think of this. Let's say I am an insurance advisor. Now I need to connect to somebody like you who doesn't know how to purchase insurance.
Yeah.
So if I'm smart, I will purchase those keywords in Google of people typing best health insurance policy, and my service will pop up, right? And then you can connect. Then I can connect to you. So if you have done that, you will find out those companies which are like the middle players in insurance advisory.
Yeah.
But
And
the
one of
thing
that
is-
company is mine.
Oh.
Oh, you have a.
I have an insurance advisory company.
Okay.
So if you had done that much little bit of work, you would have found me, and one of my insurance advisors would have helped you
Okay.
figure out the right health insurance policy for you.
Okay.
So that is number one. Call me.
Yeah.
After the
that's
episode
why,
is
that's
done.
why we have you here, bro. Like this is for us too.
But I'll ask you
Okay.
a fun question. You guys know what a health insurance cover amount is? You know what that means?
Like
The amount
up
that they'll
to-
pay up
That's
to
right.
how much
So if you get a, let's say, 10 lakh health insurance cover,
Mm,
you can make claims up to 10 lakh rupees,
correct.
right? Do you know, like if I were to ask you, living in Mumbai, what do you think is the amount that you need, the cover that you need to be safe? What
I'm
would you
not
pick?
sure, bro. Like luckily I haven't had
Touch wood.
touch wood. I haven't had like too many problems, like health problems until now. So
Yeah.
my idea of how much like treatment costs is very like
I'll give you my example. So about 5 years back, I got this, I got appendicitis. You know what that means?
Yeah.
yeah.
The appendix get infected
yeah.
and they need to remove it. So my appendix burst before they could remove it. So the infection spread.
Mm.
So what it's actually supposed to be like a same day surgery, and they
Yeah.
let you out the next day, and it'll cost like, I don't know, 30, 40 grand. But because it got complicated, it became like 2.5 lakhs. And back then I was earning 30,000 rupees a month.
Mm.
And my company health insurance was there. Now you guys are not even working at a
Yeah.
company, so forget that.
Mm.
Right? I had a company which gave me a 2.5 lakh rupee cover.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, I don't have to pay anything. But here's the catch:
You have to pay
company
that.
health insurance is shit. They usually have a lot of, unfavorable clauses. So there's something called copay,
Mm.
meaning you have to pay 30% of the bill.
Yeah.
So I ended up paying like 60,000 rupees, which is 2 months of my salary,
Mm.
to the health insurance, to the hospital. So anything can happen. Like even like a small like appendicitis can create into a major problem. And I was in the hospital for like 10 days.
Oh fuck.
Right? Like my stomach was bloated,
Yeah.
for like 3-4 days. My mom was there.
Mm.
Like she was crying. My sister had come. She started crying. My dad came. He didn't cry. Right?
Did you think?
But
did
he
you?
cried later, I heard.
You were like, I'm fucked out.
Yeah, I thought I'm
You thought
I'm
it's
gonna die.
done. Mm.
Yeah.
Because it was like
Some dude in a
unimaginable.
Superman costume walks in.
Like,
And then you're like, oh no.
That's when his dad started crying. saying,
I'll
"Fuck."
tell you what they made me do. So I was in this hospital. Stomach is like this bloated. And they are telling me that they have to do a MRI scan or some shit like that. And to do that MRI scan, I need to drink 3 liters of water
Mm.
mixed with some copper dioxide shit, which makes the water taste very bitter.
Mm.
And I have to drink that in like half an hour.
Oh fuck.
Right? I drank. I could drink like 1 liter. And then I can't even pee.
Yeah.
But if you pee, then the scan won't come. So I
Yeah.
need to retain it also. And then my mom, she's giving me 1 cup at a time. Like, you have to drink, you have to drink. You know that, have you watched that Harry Potter movie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro. Harry
That
Potter, he
Albus
has to
Dumbledore.
finish the whole like.
Harry Potter and Dumbledore in the 6th movie.
Mm.
I think, which one was that?
Half-Blood
Deathly
Prince?
Hallow Part 1, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Half-Blood Prince, right? Half-Blood Prince. They go to this, some cave kind of a thing. And there's this poison which you have to drink to unlock some shit.
Okay.
And Dumbledore tells Harry, you need to make me drink everything. You should see that scene. It is fucked up. I felt
Yeah.
exactly that.
Yeah.
But only thing is, my Harry Potter is my mom.
Yeah.
And she is feeling. I felt, so much anger at her. Well, she was trying to help me. But I was
Yeah.
said a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I'm in pain and
Yeah,
torture
yeah.
and she's
Of
forcing
course.
me to drink. So the moral of the story is please get a fucking health insurance.
So what is the amount you think that you need?
In a city like Mumbai, at least 20 lakhs.
20 lakhs.
20 lakhs of cover. And now you might think that, the cost will be double. If it's 10 lakhs versus 20 lakhs, it'll be double. But here's the thing. Let's say if you get a 10 lakh health insurance cover, the price could be, let's say, 10,000 rupees. But if it goes to 1 crore health insurance cover, what do you think the price would be for that? Take a wild guess.
18,000?
I shouldn't have said it. It'll be around 20,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
No,
as you can
because
see, the
the
cover
way you
increased
said it-
10
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
but the cost increased 2 times. So,
Yeah.
I personally have a 1 crore health insurance cover.
Taking no risks now.
Yeah, because, medical inflation is increasing.
Yeah.
It's 15% it's increasing every year. So, meaning every 4 years, medical costs will double.
Yeah.
Like today, you might think, let's say you have a heart attack, and the cost of the hospital could be, let's say, 2.5 lakhs. But maybe when you're 40, you guys are 26. When you're 40, that cost would be like 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs.
Yeah.
So today, if you cheap out by getting a 10 lakh health insurance cover, you'll get screwed later in your life. And let's say your entire life saving was 50 lakh at that age, and then just 30 lakhs just gone for your stupid heart.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is the kind of shit that happens.
And what's the difference between a health insurance and a life insurance?
So health insurance is something that protects you from, like injuries, bodily injuries, or
Okay.
medical problems. Life insurance is only if you die.
Okay.
Mm.
And
If
then
you
your
die,
family gets
Your
it?
family gets some money.
Okay.
That's what life insurance. But there are like 10 different types of life insurance. But the simplest one is called the term insurance policy, which pays you money if you die. So let's say you got a 1 crore term insurance. If you die, your family gets 1 crore.
But they get the whole amount.
They get the whole amount. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like leaving something behind for your family, or
Yeah, it's basically it's basically trying to say that I'm worth 1 crore, and if I die, my worth to the family is 1 crore.
That's why they kill so many people, no? Like to claim insurance.
they
But
do
that's
that?
fraud. So you get
That's
caught.
fraud. Like you get
Yeah.
caught, but if you're not caught, then it's cool.
I don't know about the killing, but I knew like people jump in front of cars and all, and like
You know about this?
that's a scam that they run. I don't know if that's an insurance scam or
That's an insurance scam, no?
some people just straight up ask for money also. Like they'll jump on your car and they say, pay me like 2,000, 5,000, then I won't go to the police. So that's just a scam that they run. And they do this multiple times a day. And
I
a
didn't
lot of
know
people
this.
get scared. They're like, oh, take it and go. And some people do it, they get a minor injury, then they claim insurance. Yeah.
I'm not aware of all these things.
It's pretty prevalent.
Yeah?
Like many people just try to, even like once I was driving and this beggar child just came running in front. Then I'd braked, and then after they realized. So then the kid did this and then he walked away because he thought I'd run him over or like at least touch him.
Have you watched The Sopranos?
Yeah, I watched it.
Have you seen
It's a
that?
mafia thing,
Yeah.
right? US show.
Yes. There is an episode where they set the restaurant on fire
Yeah,
to claim insurance.
I remember.
Yeah. So
But I think
people-
the restaurant owner did not know that, right? He
Yeah.
was scammed by
yeah.
this guy. He just wanted the money.
So that guy justified it to himself that he's gonna get the insurance money anyway. So it's fine. I'll like set his thing on fire.
But
So,
he gets it or
anyway,
he doesn't get it.
I think he gets it. They're friends. Those two are friends. They're not enemies.
Yeah.
This
That's not important, bro.
No, this has happened in Pune also during the lockdown. The minute lockdown struck, this one
Oh,
place
right,
caught
right.
fire. It
Right.
was a new place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then they investigated and they found out that it was the owner itself. So they didn't get their insurance claim. So the guy just fucked himself over by burning everything.
Yeah.
But see, if you know so much about finance, you must be knowing about the different kinds of scams that people run also, no? Because that's a part of finance to stay away from those scams.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a lot of them. Now, because I've stopped researching about that, I don't know at the moment. But one thing I know is scams around my name, where people are making fake accounts and running ads on it and calling people to WhatsApp groups and asking them money for stock tips or crypto tips. So this happens a lot. And one time it went so extreme that one guy committed suicide.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so a scammer using my name scammed somebody who was belonging to like a like a very poor background, and then this guy committed suicide, and then he had a suicide note written, and then the police found it.
So then they came to you.
Then they came to me, and then I had to kind of sort it out and prove myself that it's not me, bro.
Yeah.
I don't need that money.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
But it really shook me because I'm like, I didn't do anything, but I still felt guilty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's my name. I didn't do it, but you still feel like, okay, because if I didn't, it's like you tell yourself, if I didn't exist, then this guy would have still been alive. Maybe if I was not famous, this guy would still be alive.
Yeah.
So that's what you think sometimes.
That's a
right?
problem a lot of finance creators have, because as soon as you get a following, there's going to be
Lot of scams.
a lot of scams run on your name,
Yeah.
because now you're a credible name, right?
Yeah.
So it's the easiest thing to do for a scammer to just stick your face on it, and he knows who he's targeting. It's people who don't necessarily have enough knowledge about social media.
Yeah.
And for them, it's like this great thing that I'll be on a WhatsApp group with Sharan himself, and he'll personally tell me.
Yeah.
So that's just how. Is there a way to like avoid it, or?
I think the problem is that the people that they target are not from big cities, so they're not aware of these things. See, people like me and you, if we read a message, we understand this is a scam. We don't need to check anything else. The way the message is written, you understand.
Crafted, yeah.
But for most people, it's not like it doesn't come to them like that. Like the Nigerian prince scam and all.
Yeah.
Now we laugh at it, but back then it was like
It was real.
real. We were like, oh fuck, this is some great opportunity.
Yeah.
So
It
imagine
still
that happening to these guys.
It still happens, like the Indian call center scam, where they call and they're like, you need to renew your Windows, and like
Right.
they make them share their screen, and
Correct.
they like make them buy a bunch of stuff.
That's Jamtara scams.
Yeah, that still happens. Like, it's not.
One more thing, what happens is you search for the customer care number on, let's say, HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank. The first number is usually a fraudster's number. He would have just made a website which looks exactly like HDFC Bank's website, and he'll put a number there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you call up that number, and then you listen to whatever they say, because you're like, HDFC Bank, I'll trust them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is why banks nowadays say, no, we never ask for your
they keep
OTP
sending you
or your
messages.
PIN, because these
Then
kind of scams keep going on a lot.
I personally know someone who used to work in a scam call center, and he's told me a lot of stories. And
Yeah.
this is how it.
He's your friend.
I mean, he was very young, and he's come from a very like poor background. So in that moment, he's like, I didn't know that it's wrong. He thought
He
it's.
didn't know it's
Yeah, he was like 16, 17. And he
Okay.
was like, I thought this is a job. And they had like quotas if you like complete these many scams.
For them, they just
You get
recruit them.
commission.
No? So, and this guy was not from a very well-to-do background. So for him, it was just like, okay, it's quick money. I just have to make a call.
And
Right.
those people who hire these people, they don't tell them outright that it's a scam. They
Okay.
also kind of brainwash them into,
They'll tell them that you're selling insurance.
yeah.
So these people don't know.
They also don't know what
They
the hell
also
is
They
that.
also don't know what they're doing.
Then they realize, and then they're like, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. And then they get blackmailed. They're like, see, if you're going to go and talk, you're also going to go to jail. And like, we know everything about you. We know your address. And these are criminals who are running this. So it's like a,
Proper business.
yeah. Then they ask you for a lot of money to be able to leave. So it's like,
It's like the Sopranos only, right? If you leave, you're dead.
yeah,
You're killed.
yeah.
You
It's
can't
like the
leave.
mafia.
It is the mafia in some extent.
Probably it is the mafia.
Yeah.
There people think that the mafia doesn't exist anymore, but it's just more organized and structured.
Yeah. Organized crime, as they say it.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about all of this?
I mean, the people who do it, they don't care about us talking about it because their system is so sorted.
Yeah.
They're like, fucking who, these three podcasters are going to talk about it.
But then, like, now with AI also coming into play, like how you mentioned someone got scammed under your name.
Yeah.
Now it must be a lot easier, bro, to make like deepfakes.
I think
And then-
deepfake technology is not that great yet, but definitely it will become good in the next
I've
2
fallen
years.
for it a couple of times.
Really?
Yeah, what they do is now they take Joe Rogan's podcast and they make him make a reel of Joe Rogan talking and he's promoting a product.
Yeah.
Then you believed it. It looks real.
It looks real.
looks
bro.
very real.
It's like, because when you're scrolling, you're maybe not thinking that much, and he's like, "Oh, this jawliner He's like, I've heard about those things, and it's
That's a very big scam. It was in
it's
the
very
news.
accurate enough, and I fell for it, and then I found out.
I'll tell you one scam which some innovative scamster did with my name. So they wrote a fake article that Bank of India sues Sharan for saying so and so stuff, and it was first put on Facebook. So all of a sudden, my mom starts getting these messages from her friends.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What did your son do? This. And my mom is calling, what is this? What happened? It first comes on Facebook. Then it started coming on Instagram where they're running ads on this article. So when you click this article, it's well written, the first half.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like thinking as I'm reading this article, I'm like, did I say this? Did I actually say this? I was going to go to that actual video.
Yeah.
So I had done a podcast with Karishma Mehta, Humans of Bombay, right? So it had been like 3 months. And I'm like, did I actually say this? Right? Let me just go and watch the video once again. But as you go and read the article, the second half of the article is where the switch happens, where it turns into an ad for a betting app.
Oh, wow.
Right? So you see that. Like, and most people, don't even read the full article, right? So my brand is also getting spoiled. People are like, oh, Bank of India sues Sharan Hegde, right? And with the SEBI thing happening, people must have been real. They're like, Sharan, SEBI is having a problem with them. Sharan could have said this, like that, right? So that happened. So these are the kind of innovative things that they're doing. Making fake articles, running ads on it, and then making you click on the betting app.
But then what will happen from there? Because the betting app is not getting installed. You're just getting visits to your website.
No, betting app can be installed, no? They might have some kind of, like, it's not there on Play Store and App Store, but you can download it like what Dream11 does. You go on the website and you download, right?
Okay, I don't know of this.
So Dream11 is not there on Play Store and App Store because they consider it as betting.
Hmm.
So here, the link, if you give, you can download that into your system, into your phone, and then you can start. And the thing is, I think around 80 to 90% of people on apps are people who are poor. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Rich people don't bet a lot on
That's
these
a
apps.
problem.
I mean, they go to casino, that's a different thing. But like on these specific betting apps, most of the people are broke people.
Yeah, that's why the price, the entry is like 11 rupees.
Yeah.
21 rupees.
And the reason is that they've also done this research of people who play the lottery. Right? Even though the chances of winning the lottery is less than the chances of you getting hit by a meteorite. Right? Even then, most of the people who are playing lottery are people who are broke and poor.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, they're like, I'm never going to hit middle class no matter how hard I try.
So let me
Might
just
as well
This
just
is
try
the
this.
only path I can see. So it is. So we can't blame them because I'm not in their shoes.
Yeah.
But this is what the stats say. So coming back to this, if the ad reaches those people, they will go for it. Right?
The gambling thing is weird, bro, because like a lot of people do win big, and those stories get highlighted.
Yeah.
So like you always have
Yeah,
that
no one's
story
gonna highlight
of that middle class person from a small city who like won 1 crore on Dream11.
Yeah.
And then stuff like that keeps getting published, and you're like, okay, why? It could be me also. And Dream11 and just fantasy apps I've played myself, so I know what the game is and how they loot you slowly. They're like
I just have a concern. I think if you say betting and gambling, I think YouTube
Demonetizes the video?
unranks the video or something. It deprioritizes the video is what I heard from my content strategist.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
So
we can say what.
So we need to probably move away from the topic to save the video.
Okay. What if we call it like strategic?
Batting. Let's call it batting
investment.
What can we call gambling?
If
Rambling
you,
and
if
batting.
you go for bat in Goa and all. So
Yeah.
what I've heard is that there is this guy I met in the airport in Goa. I also had visited these batting ships,
Yeah.
right? And I saw what it was, and it was like, I mean,
Is it cool though?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I actually went in the middle of the day just to see how it was.
The
I was the only
experience
one
is
guy.
fun. I went in Nepal.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I see the appeal.
Yeah, but the Goa one is much better.
Yeah, for sure.
So in Goa, I don't know the Nepal thing, so I'm just...
No, I know Goa is known for it.
Yeah.
I'm saying the whole atmosphere of people like being...
It's just
Yeah.
supposed to be like loud and there's just a lot of light.
So when I went, it was the middle of the day on a weekday because it was my last day. I just wanted to see how it looks.
Yeah.
And there are only some 3, 4, 40-year-old, 50-year-old uncles having pegs and playing.
Yeah.
I just did, blackjack. That's what I batted.
Yeah.
And I just played a couple of games. I think I made like 2,000 rupees profit and I came out. Then I meet this guy at the airport. And I was like, I was just thinking, what's so great about it and all that. So this guy at the airport, he recognized me. He comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I follow your content. I have learned a lot from you." Then I realized that this guy is a batting addict,
Okay.
right? This guy is such a big addict that the batting company actually pays for his flights and hotels to come
Just
all
so
the
they
way
can
from
come.
Chennai
Yeah.
to Goa,
They do that.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do
this.
that.
right? And they're bragging about it.
Yeah.
That, they fly, they pay for this, and a very sexy, sexy sounding voice girl calls them up
Yeah.
to tell, what, we are booking your flight and hotel
Yeah.
for you. Come,
Yeah.
you can play, bat, and then you can go home. And this guy has gone into like 40 to 50 lakh of debt
Oh, fuck.
by batting.
Yeah.
So this is the reality which I learned about
Yeah.
after talking to this guy.
The Las Vegas ones, they take it a step further. Like if you're one of the well-known batters who's like playing high stakes games, they build a room for you in the casino. So they're like, this is your special room. You can come stay whenever you want. It's on
That's
us.
there in Goa also.
Yeah, they do that.
It's a separate floor only. And the
Hmm.
minimum,
Buy-in.
amount that you put is like 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs or something like that.
So for them, that's how their business model is. Like they have these people who like come spend a lot of money there, and they're like, how do we give them the best treatment?
Yeah.
And those people who do spend that much money, for them, this is what matters. Like, where am I going and being taken care of?
Dude, those guys are anyway chill, because I'll tell you what, these guys are so filthy rich.
Yeah.
And they have so much of black money lying around, because the kind of businesses that they're in is, they have a lot of cash.
Yeah.
They come with these, bags of cash. And if they win, they actually get to convert it into, white money, right?
Yeah, that's why it's like a...
Correct. And they don't even buy the chips. They just throw cash. So these guys are filthy rich anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is that the example that I gave, where you're called by this sexy girl, you don't have money only, they're flying your hotels and flights. This shit happens, then life savings are gone, right?
Yeah, because I'd seen like there's some page that I follow. They make this very well animated videos. It's just stick figures that they draw and they explain how money works. So in that they said how people go into casinos and you convert your black to white.
You mean batting?
Yeah, how you bat and you make all your money.
That's right.
Okay.
Do you guys bat?
No, not me.
Not
You
on
guys just started making money, no?
We don't have that much money.
Not on an
If some
active
sexy
basis.
girl calls, then we'll go.
During COVID, I used to watch a lot of sports because there was not much to do.
Yeah.
And sports were on after like the first few months. So I had downloaded this app and I was just like playing around.
Yeah?
Small bats. And I see how fun it can be, but I also see how it can like ruin your life.
Yeah, I know.
So I think every once in a while to just dabble a bit and like get that excitement, and then
Money at the end of the day is like a drug only.
Yeah.
And going to bat with it is sort of like putting it on steroids. That dopamine spikes that you get with the money. It's the biggest drug in the world. There's no other.
Have you
Like
ever-
everybody's addicted to this one drug. That's money.
Yeah.
Like some people don't smoke, some people don't drink, some people don't do hard drugs, but everybody does money. Like except
Money is
the
needed,
monks in Nepal.
Yeah.
Where they
They're like-
opened up.
they're like-
They realized.
But for people like us who've grown up in cities, I feel like to reach a level for us where money is not that important, you need to have a lot of money to then be able to say, okay, I've experienced money, now I want to experience the other side of
if
life.
I were to ask you guys, what is that amount of money if you had in your bank account? After which you would be like, fuck this shit, I don't care anymore. I can live and enjoy my life. I don't care if I work another single hour in my life. I am sorted. What is that amount of money that you guys think should be there in your bank account? You can answer individually. Or maybe you can write it on a piece of paper and show, so that you guys don't bias each other's answer. Or write it on your phone.
I already know an answer.
So
but
just put it on your phone and show it to me. Let me just see. Let's do this. It'll be exciting.
But the thing is, I want that money to keep making me money.
Nahin,
We'll come to that, bro.
Okay.
One step at a time. Why are you in a hurry?
But I'm putting this for like a decent life, nothing crazy.
Yeah. It's
Actually, no.
For me, it's
Like,
crazy.
just put the number. Don't see each other's number and just show it to me. How much you're typing?
This is an amount which I feel.
You couldn't have. Okay, yours number is okay. Fine, I got yours.
This is
okay.
like
Got it.
yeah, and this should make you more.
Okay.
Then you don't need to work.
Bro, what are you doing, bro? You just have to
I
type
was
the number.
I was trying to like draw
Trying
it.
to put.
You
Why
draw
would
it.
just go to your notes app
Why
and
do you
type
have to
it,
draw a
man?
number, bro? Just type it on your chat and show it to me.
Wait. Okay. This is like
Read.
Okay, good. So let's keep that aside for now. I want to tell you what you guys told. Now, my second question is, how much of monthly expenses do you need to say that, hey, I'm living life large? Like, consider everything. Your, international vacations, 4 or 5 international vacations. You're traveling around the world. You're going to London during summers. You're going to, Ibiza. You're going to LA. You get the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're living in like some, like a 5 BHK house in Mumbai.
yeah.
Right? And you're like saying yes to everything. Right? So what kind of monthly expenses do you think you need to live that
To
kind
live
of a
that
life?
life.
Yeah. This is just
This also got to write down, or we can tell you.
you can just tell it to me just
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Because this I think will be similar. Here is where
Yeah.
people have similarity,
Yeah,
but the number, if I had to just tell you guys
it's huge.
were 20 times of difference was there
Oh.
between the
Oh,
two of you.
shit.
20 times of difference. I won't say who was more, who was less.
No, I think
but
I
there is
know.
a
Yeah,
20x
even I know
of
who was
difference.
Okay.
But what do you think? How much
For
money do you get?
that life, I think anywhere between 15 to 20. Or
Lakhs?
maybe no, it will be
A
less
month
than
I'm
that.
talking
10 to
about. A
15.
month?
10 to 15 lakhs a month. Can you
yeah.
tell me how you would spend 10 lakhs a month?
I don't know how I would spend that much money, but this is, you said say yes to everything, so I'm assuming
No, but
every
is
day
that,
is a
is
party.
that important to you? That's also there.
No.
No.
So you
then
tell me
it's not.
what is important to you, because we are talking about how much money you think you need, after which you don't have to work anymore.
Okay, so I'll describe the life in which I'm not working and I'm just.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be living in a city like Mumbai. I'll be
Okay.
living somewhere which is a bit far from all of this, where I get clean air,
Yeah.
nature.
I like the sound of that. Yeah.
A big enough house where I can have my own, like, have a gym, have a backyard,
Okay.
have your own plants and stuff. That's the kind of life
Will
I'm
this be in
thinking.
India?
Could be in India. I don't know. I haven't explored enough to know if there are places where I can have this.
Check out Himachal.
Yeah, maybe. Like the mountains. Or maybe even Goa. Or do like 6 months in Goa and do 6 months somewhere.
So I'm thinking somewhere around 5 lakhs a month.
Yeah, that's probably going just like maintaining your property.
Yeah.
Like if you have kids and school and college and
Yeah.
all of that.
But 5 lakhs a month is not enough then.
What do you think for you?
If whatever lifestyle he's talking about, where you just
No,
don't.
forget
need
his. Your tell what is
For
your
me?
ideal lifestyle? What monthly expenses do you have for your ideal lifestyle?
See, I'll tell you the amount that I wrote. It comes from a place
No,
where.
that we'll talk about later.
No,
First
I'll
you
tell
tell
you.
me
Okay,
how much
right
you,
now,
Yeah, how much monthly expenses do you need to
If I have to
live a good life
today.
Yeah, today.
around. If I have to like live by myself, have my own house,
Yeah.
I think around 6 to 7 lakh a month
Okay.
is
Perfect.
like
So
a
similar numbers, right?
Yeah.
So let's just round it up to 5 lakhs a month.
Yeah.
It's coming up to, let's say, 50-60 lakhs a year,
60 lakhs a year. Yeah.
right? So now, according to the theory of financial independence and retire early, so there's something called a FIRE number.
Yeah.
So the way it's calculated is that you take your yearly expenses of today
Mm.
and let's say you multiply that by 20.
Mm.
So let's say it's 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs multiplied by 20 is
100.
10 CR.
Thanks,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you have 10 CR, and even if it is growing at, let's say, 10%, which is very easy to make,
Yeah.
like post-tax 10% is peanuts, nothing,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
simple. The best investors make 25%.
Mm.
If you're a good investor, you can make 15% also. But let's say you're a bad investor and you make 10% returns.
Mm.
So you're making 1 crore every year,
Yeah.
and you needed 50 lakhs. So
Yeah.
50 lakhs you take, the remaining 50 lakhs is put back into the portfolio. Why? To fight
To-
inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To fight in, because cost is also increasing by
Yeah.
5% every year.
Mm.
So what that basically means, that if you had 10 crores right now
Mm.
in your bank accounts liquid, you could consider yourself financially independent.
Yeah.
The numbers that you guys said, you said 30 crores
Yeah.
and he said 600 crores.
Yeah.
So I hope now you're
What
able
do
to
you need
appreciate.
600 crores for.
Bro, I'm saying like.
So now
this
you
is
can appreciate
fuck
that you
you
don't
money,
need
like-
that kind of money
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we think, because all of us think of money as, saved it and
Yeah.
saved under our mattress,
Yeah.
kept under the bed, but it's actually invested also.
Mm.
Right?
No,
So 30 crore was still okay,
Hmm.
but 600 crores, I want to know. What now? You tell me. What?
So I'll explain it to
What
you
the
where
fuck
it
is
comes from.
happening in your head?
See, the thing is, lately I've seen people with a lot of money
Huh.
where I know that I would want to have multiple houses in multiple cities, not only in India. Then I want to make sure that I'm taking care of people around me.
That's
Like it's
okay.
not only
That's
for
okay.
me. So then this money
Hmm.
is like, if I have this chunk, I know that everyone can be taken care of and I don't want any of them to be working.
Sort of, he'll sort of make a city for himself.
Not a
his
city,
friends.
but
Guy's got some dictator
And-
mentality, bro. Like, take care of them.
Some Osho shit
He
he's
wants to
gonna
buy
make.
people, bro. You know how when people get really rich and they've bought everything, they like start buying out people. They're
why
like,
would you
I'll
buy
pay
out
for your
people?
this, I'll pay for
Mark
your that.
Zuckerberg did that.
What
They
did he
buy
do?
their neighbors' houses so that they
Yeah.
get like they buy the houses on all four sides.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they
so
the
you have
privacy.
more
Yeah.
privacy.
I meant more of a Dubai chic mentality where they're just like,
पर 30
They'll
करोड़ में
fly
थोड़ा
out-
दुबई होगा भाई.
okay, that's a different thing. But he said, I'm going to need 10 crores and then I have 20 crores on top to do all of these things that you're saying. 600 crores is like
This is
private
like
jet and all if you
Full.
want.
I'm saying like the end goal.
But you don't.
You wouldn't want
See,
to make
I'm-
so much money
I'm
by the
fully,
end of
I'm
it.
fully on board with the idea of not needing that much money to live life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that kind of money will give you a lot of problems.
So I will tell you one thing, one
Hmm.
lesson for you guys, that don't be attached to material pleasures.
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
that
of
never
course.
ends. Like as someone who started off making 30K per month
Mm.
to now making, whatever I'm making, right?
I thought you said and we'll finally get our answer for
To
the
whatever I'm making, the material pleasures will not stop. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm financially independent now. I'm making a lot of money. Why the hell am I still sad and unhappy and stressed? Why is this still happening to me? Right? So what you realize is that if your happiness is dependent on the material pleasure, it never ends.
Yeah.
There's no end to it. Right? So don't define your life's purpose by
Yeah.
material pleasures. Instead, after a certain money threshold, so you guys are just started making money, so now you focus on money, no problem. Even I was
Yeah.
very money minded. I still am, but now it's lesser. But once you reach a certain stage, you will yourself realize that adding more money is not making me more happy.
Yeah.
It is like that that first pizza slice and the last pizza slice principle, right?
Yeah.
Just adding more and more money is not making you more happy. So then you will realize that you need a better purpose in life.
Mm.
And for most people, that better purpose is service to the society.
Yeah.
Because we are social beings at the end of the day. If I had to ask you, all the billionaires in the world today, most of the famous billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and what is that guy, that Virgin guy? Richard Branson. Right,
Richard
these
Branson.
three people.
He's not even close to a virgin. So Richard Branson.
So all of these three guys are building rocket companies.
Yeah.
Why? To become more rich? No, they have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Because the story that they're telling themselves is that I want to save humanity and move billions of people to Mars. And then I will become the fucking god of that new planet.
Yeah.
And become, be worshipped like a messiah or something.
Yeah.
Right? So that is what drives
So
you
they're
after
playing
some
the
time.
power play now.
Yeah.
They have the money, now it's power. How do I get more power?
Not just power, it's about impact. Look at Bill Gates. He left Microsoft and now he's just focused on, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, curing malaria and all of that stuff. So after some time, the money stops making sense.
But that also I feel is not like a very clean foundation.
No, I mean that though
Most
you can
of them
have
use
your,
it-
You
But
can
he's
have
definitely doing more good than most other billionaires. No? I
Yeah,
think I
of
can
course.
agree to that.
Most of them are using it to again root their money.
Look, at the end of the day, people are people and they have their own agendas. Now, it might be under the guise of doing something good for humanity. It might actually be good for humanity. All of this we'll know in a few years when like it's in the history books that this happened and that happened. But the thing that makes me the happiest is spending money on other people.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course.
something that I've realized very early on. And now also, even if I have like 5,000 rupees in my bank account and someone asks me for like 4, they can like,
Have it.
if it's like a close friend and they really need it, you can have it. I'll figure out what to do with the 1,000. I'll make more money. It's fine.
Yeah.
So
But
Money
if I had to
comes,
ask you
money
the same
goes.
question, if you had 1 crore and your friend needs 95 lakhs, would you still give it?
depends on what they want.
That's a different question,
yeah.
right? So your answer changes. Because when you had little money, you're like, fuck it, it's anyway little money.
Yeah.
But as you become more and more richer,
No,
you
for
become
sure.
more and more greedy.
Yeah.
And then your friendships and relationships take a toll.
Yeah.
Because you're prioritizing money over them. And that happens with every single human being on the planet.
Yeah.
Very difficult to stop that from happening.
Yeah,
This is
but
what
then
like 11K ka. Do you listen to Desi hip hop?
No, I don't.
So basically, in that, there's one song by Seedhe Moth in which they just say that as you grow, like as your wallets become heavier, your heart becomes smaller.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna share your money with people.
Yeah.
No, I think my mentality is that like if someone's asking me for 4,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees isn't going to change my life. But if they really need it, it's going to change their life right now. So they can have it.
No, but the example you
But
gave was if I had 5,000 and somebody asked me 4,000, it is basically somebody asked you 80% of your money.
But
But
then
if I had to
obviously-
increase the size of the numbers, your answer changes.
Because
Yeah.
95 lakhs will change my life now if I have only 1 CR.
So
if I give it
Good
away.
exactly. So when the number was small, you were thinking the money is anyway small, so I will help out my friend.
Yeah.
But when the number is big, now you're starting to think about yourself. Doesn't matter how close that friend is,
Yeah.
right? Even a relationship as strong as a father and a son will be tested at that point of time when the money is so big. So money does that to us because again a drug.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to, I feel like the way to go about it is just keep checking yourself every once in a while and like figure out, like, is the money getting to my head? Even the same thing is with fame and popularity.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like.
But money is a lot stronger, I think, than fame
For
and
sure,
popularity.
for sure.
But money is a lot
Stronger than fame and popularity. Like,
in terms of what the drug.
yeah. Because
Yeah, of
fame
course.
and popularity, if you're a smart person, you know it's not going to last forever.
Yeah.
You know, like one wrong move and you're done
True.
for. But the money is not going to just
Money doesn't go anywhere.
go
if you
immediately
know how to take care
unless
of
you
it.
really have fucked up.
But fame is, I think, it can
But are you
be a
guys?
bit-
Are you guys like? Do you guys get recognized in airports and all these days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Feels nice.
It feels good when it's.
Tell me the first time it happened. How did you feel when you got recognized in public and somebody came for a selfie?
I don't remember the first time, but it felt good. It felt good.
it feels
because
nice,
it's
yeah.
like, you're like, okay, what I'm doing is working.
Yeah.
But
Do you get awkward and all?
not really. I try
We'd
to.
like to believe we're not awkward, but maybe we are.
Uh-huh.
Bro, sometimes it's difficult because the other person is just too awkward. So, like, that
Yeah.
energy just spreads. But like, and then for us, like, I know I'm not that famous, but if someone comes and they're shaking and all,
Yeah, that happens.
That happens.
sometimes.
People
Yeah.
shake around.
Yeah.
yeah, like, when we're taking a picture and I'm standing next to them, I can feel them shaking.
It actually happened like lately.
That
Yeah.
makes me awkward. I'm like, what? It shouldn't be like this.
So usually they're like young folks,
Yeah, pretty young.
like Gen Z folks.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
like, they usually get
17,
starstruck
18.
easier than like.
Like when you see them shake, you just be like, bro, chill. Like we're also
Yeah.
human.
So let me ask you guys: 10 million followers or 1 crore rupees? What would you select?
Depends on the quality of the
Yeah.
followers. Like,
Let's assume it's the same kind of followers you have.
I'll do 10 million.
10 million followers.
Mm.
If it was 10 million followers and 10 crore rupees, what would you select?
Still 10 million.
You guys are smart. So here the fame was more important
No,
than
because
the money.
we know how much
to
content
convert.
creators
Yeah,
make.
because
Yeah.
from the fame you can make
Yeah.
money. So that's what fame is, a short-term asset
Yeah.
which can be used to make a lot of money.
Also, fame kind of makes you a bit delusional. Also, it makes you feel like you're way more important than you are.
That is true. You always
Yeah.
think that everybody is thinking about you all the time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right? If somebody is saying negative, you think the whole world is looking at you as a negative person and you think that you're on a stage.
Yeah,
And
it's
everybody's
a
looking
god
at you.
complex.
Yeah.
that I'm obviously better than everyone else because everyone else has 300 followers. I have 10 million, so I'm
Yeah.
special.
That's
It's not like that. Like, people enjoy your work,
yeah.
and they will enjoy it as long as the work is good.
Yeah.
Right now, in the creator space, like, the algorithm is such that you could have as many followers as you have. If you put out a shit video, it'll tank. Like, unless you have a super loyal following who will support everything that you do.
Yeah.
But that's also for a while. If you are consistently putting out bad videos, that following will also go
No,
away.
something that Tanmay Bhatt told me is that if you are relevant for 10 years, then you will remain relevant for forever. That's what he told me. If you can hit the 10-year mark, you can be
Which
there
is very
forever.
difficult to do in this
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Because,
But not
Even if-
impossible also.
Yeah.
10 years mark if you can last.
yeah, it's a lot about building a community, like focusing on building a community, not just thinking about your next reel.
Yeah.
You know, because then you're just as good as your next reel.
Yeah.
But
not just that, it's about being a known face. Like what I mean by that is, see, why does advertisement work? Advertisement work like if I need to get an eyeball, if I put a Shah Rukh Khan's face next to my brand, I'm gonna see that ad, even if that ad is even if it's a company that I've never heard of in my life, I'm still gonna see it because it's a known face. Now, Shah Rukh Khan is one example, but you would definitely know a lot of people in the country whose name you wouldn't know, but you've kind of make out, the face looks familiar somewhere, right? That is relevance. So if you've been around for like 10 years, that face becomes so recognizable that even if I've forgotten your name or who you are, it's okay because the eyes remember. Because the eyes remember, you are still going to make money. Because you're valuable to a company or a brand who wants to use your face.
We've started getting a bit of that also. Like, I've seen you somewhere.
That's right.
Then I say, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Because then it's like they're not a follower of my work and they're just saying that because they've seen me somewhere and their brain is telling them, oh, you've seen him somewhere. So that interaction is not going to be that valuable for me or them.
Is it mostly girls who say that?
No, it's like a mix of both. Why do you say?
So like for me, it's usually the girls who say that because they don't follow finance. They've just seen me somewhere.
What is
but the
your
boys know
ratio?
You.
Guys know me.
What is your ratio of?
My ratio is 70% men, 30% women.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So you also get approached quite a lot when you're
mostly in the airports. Yeah.
What are your interactions like? Because for us, if they watch the episode, I know what relationship they have with me.
Yeah.
It's like they watch me for 1 hour every week.
Yeah.
And like I make them laugh, so they come with love.
Okay.
Right? With you, you're educating them.
Correct.
So what reactions do you get and how do they?
So they just come and appreciate the content that they learned a lot from me. And because of me, they started investing. And then I asked them a few questions just to test how much they know. Right? Sometimes they're like very impressive. They talk about some investments they did which really got them a lot of wealth, or that they were in a debt and they followed some of the things that I said and they were able to come out of that debt. Mostly like credit card and personal loan debt. There are some strategies to come out of it. So they talk about that and then they just take a selfie and that's it.
So does that make you feel good when they've been following and like they've
it
implemented
makes me feel the best when they tell me that they were able to make X amount of money because of me. And then they show me their portfolio. I started investing because of you. See.
Should tell them to give you a percentage. Give me 2% now.
But is
nothing better than that.
Is there a flip side to that also where like people are like...
Or somebody coming and telling, hey, I lost money because of you.
I don't think in person they would come and say that, but like the thing with finance creators is they're scrutinized a lot and the comment section is always like, oh, well, this guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because
everybody thinks they're the finance expert.
Yeah, because I think there is not one way to invest or one way to like manage your money. There's multiple ways. So I think what happens is when you say something, let's say in a reel, maybe someone has a different approach and to them your approach is wrong.
Right.
Because their approach is something else.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the situation with that is. Like, how do you feel about it?
I think I've gone through that cycle many times now. In the beginning, I would have feel like, am I wrong? Are they right? Because it's you against a lot of people. Like, let's say a video gets 1 million views, right? And out of that 1 million, let's say 1% of them did not like what you said. What is 1% of 1 million? 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
Is that right? 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Not even 10,000 people don't comment. Yeah. But let's say 0.01% of the people. That's 100 people.
Yeah.
Now when I see 100 comments of all those 100 people saying, no, you're wrong, this, I will all of a sudden feel 100 is a lot of people. Yeah. They're real people also, at the end of the day. It's not just 1 million views, 1 million people. Right? So there are 100 people are a lot of people. So then your brain will be like, you're not conditioned to hear negativity from 100 people.
It's a negativity bias also. Like you could get 1,000 compliments, but 10
compliments we can take any number of compliments. In fact, I'm sure if you guys also would have gone through this when going through the comment section, you have a blind side for the positives. And you have you're just pointing for the bad comments, and you stop at the bad comment and you read that. How shitty of us that so many people are saying good things. We are ignoring the people who are our well-wishers, and we're focusing on the people who are negative. right?
Because that's more fun
I'm
also. Na?
Yeah, I'm a hypocrite for saying that because even I do it.
Yeah.
Right? But that's how we are wired. We are negatively
Everyone
biased.
is wired in this manner. Like even if it's not just comment section, even if someone tells you something negative, you remember that.
Yeah. So imagine
from
that.
the
So as human
positives.
beings, we are maybe, conditioned to listen to maybe 3 or 4 negatives from our friends or some
Yeah.
enemy that we've met.
But now
in our
suddenly
school.
you're seeing 100,
100
200.
people,
Yeah.
how is that possible for us? We are not designed to be that.
Yeah.
Forget 100,000 then, and it happens, time and time again. So I've gone through that cycle many times now. So now I'm
How
like...
do you usually like cope with it? Or
So now I tell myself that, the people who usually comment are little, disturbed, I feel.
That's true.
Right?
They are.
Because I saw that movie, that Ko Gaye Hum.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched
You
it.
know, it's very good
Yeah.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are the actors?
Siddhant Chaturvedi,
Ananya Pandey,
and
Siddharth Chaturvedi.
Adarsh Gaurav. Yeah.
Who?
Adarsh Gaurav.
Others?
That's the guy who's hating on.
What does he
So
do?
he's the guy. What happens is he sort of gets used by some
Girl.
woman influencer,
Yeah.
right? She uses him,
Okay.
and then he gets really hurt. Then he makes a fake account, and then he starts, trolling
Spamming.
and trolling people on the internet.
Mm.
So then I realized that there's a lot of truth to this, because when I am also not happy with some guy's content,
Yeah.
I don't fucking go to the comment section and
I think
throw
it-
shit at him.
I think
in my
it-
head,
yeah.
in my head,
Yeah.
I'll think, fine.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Kuch bhi bol raha hai.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Like that. I'll not go through the effort of writing a 100-word
it out and-
comment, right?
yeah.
So people who are doing that, I pity them, because there's something really wrong in their life.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell myself now. Maybe not all
Yeah.
are like that, but I would assume that the vast majority are like that.
Yeah.
And some of the negative comments are also constructive. I'm not saying that all people who are talking
Those ones
negative
hurt
about
more,
me are-
bro.
Yeah, like he has a point, bro.
Yeah. Those you don't reply.
Those are the ones you feel really
And those
bad
are the ones
about.
that get the likes also.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that everybody is wrong. Some are constructive also. But some of them are like pure evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And they come with a fake account also.
Yeah. So you can't
Right?
ever track
They woke
them.
up to, just to, they have a target on me.
Yeah.
Probably they're paid also
Yeah.
by
Could
some
be,
competitor
could
of
be.
mine. You never know, right?
Yeah.
So you never
It's
know.
just a weird thing to do. To like, I don't even comment on good stuff that I like. You know, that's the thing. Like, it's not that it's negative or positive. If I
Yeah.
see something, best case, I'll like it and I'll move on.
Yeah.
Or if I want to send it to a friend, I'll send it to a friend. If it's someone I know personally and they've posted something that I like, or if like it's an achievement, I'll post
Yeah.
a supportive comment. That's because I really want to. But like commenting by itself is just like a
Commenting is a very unnatural act, I feel, for us.
High
do
effort
you
task.
comment?
I comment like mostly when usually I comment on people I know.
Yeah.
If they have a big achievement and all of that, I'll comment.
Yeah, because that's convenient. Because before all of this, you would have to call them and say, "Hey, congratulations!" And
Yeah.
no one wants to do that. anymore. Like I'll
It's
put,
just awkward.
I'll put 3 heart
Like,
emojis.
I commented on your post, bro.
Yeah.
Which one?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you
saying.
said-
Oh,
I'm
like,
just-
yeah.
like if a friend says,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you didn't appreciate me, I commented on
Bro,
your
go
post.
look at it. It's there.
And it happened also many times.
Yeah. Well, that's always going to be there, bro. That's that's the social media version of. Like, have you ever had a conversation with a cab driver and you talk about something and you're like, "Arey, that guy, he doesn't know anything." Like
What I didn't understand.
if you're talking to a cab driver, with cab drivers, you usually have conversations which can be about anything, right? So let's say you're talking about an actor. And then he's like, "Arey, bro, he doesn't know anything," or "I don't like him." Or,
He says, the
Yeah.
driver says.
yeah. So these
usually
hate comments are the social media version of that, because that driver has no qualification to even, talk about. He doesn't know anything about acting. He doesn't know anything about movies. And he just wants to say something for having an opinion.
Yeah.
This is the social media version of it. You leave
Because
a comment.
hating is more interesting than loving
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Hate travels faster
Yeah.
than love.
Hate
And-
also, I feel, makes people bond faster.
Maybe,
Hate for
yeah.
the same
Hate for
person.
the same person
Yeah.
will make you bond stronger than the love for the same person.
Yeah.
And also, it's fun sometimes. Like, we sit and like talk about people.
Uh,
And we're like, it's just something
like,
that you do.
Who do you talk about?
There's this one creator, finance with Sharan.
Uh,
I mean,
No, it's
No,
just like
there's not in general.
like we'll see some other person's podcast and be like, "She, look at what they're doing."
But it's not. It doesn't come from that. It mostly comes from like a very critical point of
Bro,
view.
it's just to say something in that moment.
No,
like,
we always, even if you see whenever we're saying something, it's always like the camera angle is so stupid. The lighting is bad. Most of the times, the
sometimes
conversation
I
is
hate.
like that.
Sometimes I just hate on people for no reason. Also, it's just like
So that's what everybody has that tendency.
Everyone does have that tendency, though.
But some people go extreme and they
Extreme.
become addicted to hating.
Yeah.
Right? Like, lot of people on LinkedIn
Mm.
have built their entire following by hating on me.
On
This
you.
one guy has like 70,000 followers.
Oh wow.
And like 90% of his posts are about me.
Mm.
Because when he
He's a
talks...
fan then.
But he's hating on me, man.
But he's a fan. Come on. Like if he's that obsessed with you.
No, he's like some 65-year-old uncle.
Oh wow.
Okay, some retired guy.
Mm.
And he's just one after... Like anything that happens in my life which is some not that favorable,
Mm.
he will make a big issue out of it. Like one big LinkedIn post will come out.
I think with
Like he had a problem with, like Nikhil Kamath investing in my startup.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, how can Nikhil Kamath invest in this guy? Nikhil, I think you've done a bad
He's tagged him
choice.
also.
Huh?
He's
Ah,
tagged
tagged
Nikhil
him
also. Like
also.
Nikhil is gonna see it.
I mean, like, come on, bro.
See, again, that's the social media version of your grandfather just saying, passing some opinion.
Yeah.
No, but this guy's so. He's obsessed with him, bro. Whoever
But then
this
think about
gentleman is.
the dopamine loop, right?
Yeah, for him.
If he's talking up shit about me, he's getting likes and comments. Now likes
Yeah.
and comments is like a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now if he does something non-Sharan and nothing is coming for him, what is his mind gonna say? Because I'm not getting dopamine with this shit.
Yeah.
Let's go hating on Sharan again.
Mm.
And then another thing is when you reply to these trolls, they
Yeah.
they get an orgasm.
They get
It will not stop there. It doesn't end.
Because that's what they're...
Like we will reply to the troll thinking that I'm gonna give the best reply ever, which is gonna shut him up,
But
and
it
we are
doesn't.
expecting him or her to say, "Sorry, bro, you're right." That's
Yeah.
never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Even if you make 100% sense, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
This person is gonna come back with something. So that's what it triggers them, and then they get excited.
Yeah. What's something that like you get hate for and you're just like, bro, I can't believe like they're hating on me for this.
The rent versus buy.
Mm.
I say people don't buy a home,
Okay.
and people have a hard time digesting that in India
Mm.
because it goes so against their very soul.
Yeah.
And roti kapda makan.
Mm.
It's like so much in their DNA that they don't even give it a chance to understand even a bit of it. They just be like, no, that's wrong.
Mm.
It's like that.
Tell me more about this.
Yeah,
like, what is
actually,
the-
even I have always thought buying makes more sense than renting, but
Yeah.
I won't give you any hate. I'll try not to.
So the concept is very simple. That the Indian real estate is so when you look at real estate, most people. So I'm not saying real estate is bad. Like when I tell people don't buy a home, people assume that okay, Sharan is against real estate. He's such an idiot. My grandfather made so much money buying this plot of land. Sharan doesn't know shit. Firstly, let's understand what is real estate. Real estate has multiple types.
Yeah.
There is a residential property like this apartment that we are shooting in. This is a 3 BHK duple, right? 4 BHK duple. 5 BHK duple. Right? So that's a residential property.
Yeah.
Then there is a commercial property where you get an office, you get a kirana shop, you get for rent. Then there's a plot of land, let's say in the outskirts of Mumbai, I buy a plot of land.
Yeah.
Some road will come there and it grows in value.
That's agricultural.
No, like any empty plot of land. It's towards the edge of the city.
No, it's usually called agricultural.
Agriculture is where you grow stuff.
Arey, हाँ, bro, but usually when those empty
It's
plots
like
are
everything
there,
outside of Mumbai is farmers. So the last two categories, which is commercial and empty plots of land, is good.
Okay.
If you know what you're doing, I'm going to make a lot of money. But when you look at residential properties, when you come to the heart of the city, you're pretty much screwed. Because the prices have shot up to very high levels, right? If you look at the affordability index of India, so they did this study where they took the price per square feet of land in every country and divided it by the GDP per capita. GDP per capita is an indicator of how rich every citizen of that country is.
Yeah.
So when you do that division, the higher the number, the more unaffordable that country is. Lower the number, the more affordable that country is. Do you know this number after you calculate? What is the difference between India and US, if I had to ask you? By what factor is India more unaffordable than US when you do this math?
I don't know.
Take a wild guess. By what factor? You can say 2 times more expensive, 5 times more expensive. Can you get a wild guess?
It'll be some extreme number, because I'm assuming that number is skewed because of the extreme poverty in India. So like if you're going by average, and
so anywhere from 10 to 20 times more expensive.
Wow.
India is
housing
right?
in India.
Right. And if you take a simple example also, let's take Mumbai. The average price of a 3 BHK house in Mumbai is what?
2 crores.
2 crores. And what is the average income of somebody who is who is there in their 30s, early 30s? That's when we think of buying a house. Some people buy a house at 25, 27 also these days. So let's say 30. At the age of 30, what is the average Mumbaiker earning? Let's forget about the service class. Let's only talk about people in our circles, right? The India one. How much do you think? Corporate jobs, people.
25 to 35.
Huh?
25 to 35.
25 to 35 lakhs.
No. 1,000 rupees.
No, that is too less. He's saying at the age
of 30, how much do you think?
I'm thinking they must be making anywhere between 16 to 20 lakhs a year.
16 to 20 lakhs. So that itself became 10 times.
Yeah.
So the cost of the house is 10 times their income. Right, and if you do that in a country like USA, right? Let's take New York for example. Right now, again, working class people, who are like he said, 15 to 20 lakh. That's a good salary in a country like India.
Yeah.
An equivalent salary in a city like New York would be like $200,000. Right, my friends are there. They're making this kind of money at the age of 28.
Yeah.
Right, and it's not like they went to Harvard and all. They went to like a good college and got an MBA, like a master's degree, and they're making this kind of money. $200,000 is shit over there, but it's good. It sounds good, like 1 crore salary, but it's actually shit.
Yeah.
Right, $200,000, and the average house price over there could be $1 million. So it's 5x. Right. So this is just one example. So the first thing is India's residential real estate is quite expensive right now. Very, very high. That's number one. Number two is most people in India don't even have a liquid corpus. What I mean by that is we don't have enough money to sort of take care of our day-to-day expenses. Right. Let's say you have 20 lakhs in your bank account, savings. If you had to buy a house worth 1 crore, you need to give the entire 20 lakhs to the bank and get the remaining 80 lakhs as a loan. And most people are willing to do this. Right? But what they're not realizing, they're thinking that, okay, I bought the house, I owned the house because I'm saving on rent. But you're going to pay 2 to 3 times more in EMI of the rent. Right? What is the rent you're paying here?
It's around
2 lakhs.
2
lakhs, right?
30,000.
So the yield in Mumbai is around 2.5% or 3. Let's say it's 2% yield. Meaning rent divided by the house value. Annual rent divided by the house value. So 2 lakhs into 12 is 24 lakhs. 24 lakhs into 50. This is about probably around 14 to 15 CR. This property, right? Now, if I had to take an EMI on this kind of a property, it would be anywhere from like 7 to 8 lakhs per month, right? 6 to 7 lakhs at least. So you saw it's a 3x bump of your rent.
Yeah.
So people don't think about these things, right? Because the 3x increase in rent is coming from your salary.
Correct.
Right? That EMI that you're paying is coming from your salary. Then there is no money left to save for your retirement, no money left to pay for your kids' education, which is skyrocketing like anything, right? So where is the disposable income going to come to live your life? So what I suggest is that start off by building your liquid corpus first, then think of getting a house.
But
so your point, sorry to cut you off, your point is that getting a house shouldn't be your first financial goal.
Yeah.
Is that you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm not saying never
really
buy a house.
I'm
saying you can buy it. Eventually, when buying a house seems like buying a shawarma, then buy it. Right? I'm not saying never buy it.
I think it comes across like that when it's in a 45-second edited clip. I think that's how it comes across, and that's why maybe people are so opposed to it.
Nikhil Kamath still doesn't own a house.
Yeah.
He still pays rent.
Yeah.
Right? So
wait, when you say that the real estate market in India is inflated, do you think like it's going to crash at some point, or is it going to?
I don't think it's going to crash. I can't predict that. But what I know for sure is that it's not going to increase more than 6-7% every year.
Okay.
I'm talking about the residential flats.
Right.
I'm not talking about, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about a plot of land. I'm not talking about the up and coming areas of Mumbai, like your Panvel where airport is coming. Those areas will boom.
Yeah.
But you're not going and buying an apartment in Panvel, right? You want to live in fucking Bandra, right? So let's not confuse the two things, right? So if you're going to buy a house in Bandra or where we are right now, BKC, this is not going to increase by more than 6-7% every year.
Right.
So my question to you guys is, why would you put your entire life savings and be in golden handcuffs with your company for 20 years, paying back this loan when the money is growing at 6-7% every year, right? And at the end of it, you're not going to sell the house.
Yeah.
Because if you sell
if
the
you're
house,
buying it to sell it, then it makes
you
sense.
will not buy. You will not sell the house.
Yeah.
Right? Because you grew up there, your kids grew up there, and all that bullshit. And even if you sell it, you will buy another house because you need to save the taxes. Right? So as long as you're just buying a bigger and bigger house, where is the financial freedom going to come? This house is not going to pay for shawarma, not going to pay for your US trip, Paris trip, none of that shit.
Yeah. I think the mentality with...
And like you said, you eventually want to settle down in some clean air place. You don't want to settle down in Mumbai. You know, the city's air is going to get shit. You want to go move to Himachal or Goa or something like that. So why tie yourself down to an illiquid asset when you're not even sure if you want to settle down here? And you're not alone. Even I feel like that. Even I don't feel like I want to, live here until I'm 70, 80 in Mumbai. I would want a quieter, peaceful life. And for that, my parents already have a house. That's another thing. I come from a background that my parents also have a house. Some people might not have a house at all. Like even their parents might not have a house. That I understand. Then you can buy a house.
That can be your goal.
Yeah, but I think I'm talking to the people who know whose parents already have a house.
A house that you can fall back on somewhere down the line.
And that's not in a big city. It's like in a laid back down city, like laid back town.
Where?
Mangalore.
Oh, you're from Mangalore?
I'm from Mangalore.
I love that place.
Yeah, it's
I've
a
visited
beautiful place.
multiple times, and like I try to go as often as possible.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so nice. Like,
I know the last time we went there. I'm not gone in like almost 6-7 months.
I think
6-7 months is a very short period, bro. The
My
last
parents are
for them it's
a year ago, year and a half, I went, and
I think
like it's laid back. There's nature. There's the beaches.
Yeah. Good food.
I have friends who live there, and they have their house, so I can go stay there whenever I want.
And big houses, mansions.
Yeah.
Because land is so like much more affordable.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 crores, I can build a fucking mansion in Mangalore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would I buy it here? I'll buy it in those kind of cities.
Yeah.
Right?
Food
Because
is also-
that is not going to grow in value. Right?
For sure.
So might as well live in a bigger house, because the entire point of buying a house is to say it's my own house. It's my own piece of land. My kids will get to run around here.
It's a more sentimental
Exactly.
decision.
And you want to what? Live in a matchbox in Mumbai and call it your own. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, it's that mentality that people, like if you talk to them, they'll be like, real estate is the only asset that doesn't depreciate, and like it only... But they're like...
Real estate also crash happens.
But they say, in my lifetime, I've only seen the values go up. But how much is it going up? Are you even beating inflation with that? Like, But then that requires you to do research, and most people are just lazy, and they have this opinion that's already deep in there. That like, I'll carry this now. Like
They are making the decision more from a mental peace point of view.
Yeah.
They just want to have that thing that I bought the house. Now my life is going to be more settled. That's how they're approaching it. They're not making an informed decision, and they will regret it. Most of them will start regretting it once and people think that, okay, rent keeps increasing, but EMI doesn't increase. A lot of people got a shock during COVID when the interest rates increased. A lot of people's EMIs, from 7% interest rate went to 9.5% interest rate, right? It's lakhs of extra, money going out. And they were sold, the bank people would have told them, interest rates are going to be low only, you just take this now. But they didn't tell them that the interest rate can fluctuate. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know what they're getting into. And it's a 20-year loan. Interest rates fluctuate.
So you're like locked in for life, basically. Like
Which
20,
one?
like when you take that kind of a loan,
Yeah.
like it takes away so much freedom, because like right now I can decide in a month, like a month is also generous, that I don't want to do this anymore.
Go to Goa, yeah.
I'll go anywhere else, do my thing from there.
Yeah.
But when you own that house, then you can't be taking
Then your
decisions
decisions
like
also become lesser.
Yeah.
You are now constrained to think everything in this environment, which is what I don't want. It doesn't feel like freedom to me.
that. But I think a lot of people go for that because they want to take less decisions.
Probably.
They
I'm
They
a
just
different
want
kind
that
of
stability.
They want to get
and that
comfortable,
comfort, I
and they
feel.
don't want to... I've been talking to people who like have jobs and like they do the same thing every day, because for me it's very, very difficult to imagine myself doing that, especially after experiencing all of this, where I get to do my own thing and I decide what I want to make, and there's no one telling me what to do.
Yeah.
So to go back to a job is like, I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, that's what they want. They're like, I want to know what time I'm going to work every day. I want to know what time I get off, how many holidays I get to, and that's how they
I
want
just
to
ask
live
people
life.
a simple question. No, I get your point. Most people like stability. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you ask those same people, would you rather prefer 2 crore in your bank account or 2 crore house? Most people will pick the 2 crore house, which I feel is stupid. Because if you have 2 crores invested in mutual funds, markets and all of that, that's generating like 20 to 30 lakhs every year. And you can literally stop working for somebody when you have that kind of money and do your own thing, take risks in life. Isn't that the whole point of life? Do whatever the hell you want.
Do you think that has a lot to do with people's risk appetite? Because like I know for me personally, my risk appetite is way higher. Like even with like, can you fix that, bro? Even with content, bro, it's just like leaving everything to do content is a risk. Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe a lot of people don't want to do that, or it could be other things also. Like when I had this crypto phase also for a bit, but I was just like, dude, I would invest in the stuff that like you have no idea if it's gonna even, it could
Shit
go to
coins.
it could go to zero tomorrow, but it's like
we've all been there.
it could go to zero tomorrow, but it would also 100x. I don't mind doing that.
It's sort of like
It's
batting.
Batting.
It's
Batting.
batting. I forgot that.
But even in life, like right now, I'm like, bro, we'll do this only. Like even though my parents they were convincing me to go abroad and study, get a good job, like live abroad, because that's again stability. You will go study, get a job, and stay there. Then, for a lot of people, they don't have the risk appetite. So, do you think
I think
that's
more
the
than
mentality?
Good question. More than the risk appetite, I think it's financial illiteracy which kind of stops them.
Yeah.
Because you are not financially literate. When I mean financially literate, I don't mean knowing what a savings account is, what an FD is, what is simple interest, compound interest. Not that. That is basic math. I'm talking about awareness of the various financial products available, the relationship between risk and returns. Right? What is asset allocation? Right? Like these kind of knowledge, which like how many people do you think in your friend circle know all these things? Right? Very little, right?
Either they have someone doing it for them, if they like, they know that they have to do it but don't know how to do it, they might get someone to do it for them, which is still okay, I feel.
So India has a very low risk tolerance for losing the principal. Right? So, but that's not how wealth generation works. Like, think about it. Like, higher returns comes with higher risk. That's the fundamental law of nature. Right? And what is the fastest money-making profession that you can have is to start your own business. But business comes with a risk. Risk that whatever money you put in can go down.
Go down.
Right? Now, most people in the country cannot digest that. And there is I can't blame them for that, because India, like our parents were mostly in the lower middle class background. They, worked their ass off to put us in the middle class background. And our parents are the ones who raised us. So we have been taught that never ever risk the principal.
Correct.
Right? If 100 rupees you have, 100, let it become 102, 105. But don't risk letting it go to 98 rupees, even if it could mean going to 115 rupees or 120 rupees. That's how we are conditioned. Similarly, when it comes to investing, we are way more comfortable saying, take FD mein zero chance of going below 100 rupees. It will become 103 rupees, 105 rupees, take it, chalega. But if you invest in the stock market, they cannot digest that 100 could be 90 rupees, but 90 could also become 130 rupees. They're like, I don't want 130 rupees. I want 105 rupees. I don't want it going to 90 rupees. But that is not how wealth generation works. Right? If you take zero risk, that's also a kind of taking a risk. Because you are having 100% probability of not being rich. If you have 100% probability of not being rich, isn't that a risk by itself? So taking zero risk by itself is risk. So to answer your question about risk appetite, once people understand this is financial literacy. Once they learn this, then they will be aware of all the investment options, and then they'll make better investment decisions and better goal planning for themselves. Right now, the problem is education, which is really, really bad in our country. Like, very bad.
Is that what you're trying to do with the 1% club?
That is a beautiful plug, man. Thank you so much. That is exactly.
No, see, you've established credibility now, so let's.
now that we know.
That is exactly what we are doing. When we started, the entire industry was focused on people giving stock tips, you know, people, you know, talking about futures and options, how you can be rich quick. You know, that is how the existing players in the market were operating, because they knew that they could easily convince, because most of the country is poor.
Correct.
These people will easily get scammed. I will tell them I'll give stock tips. If they lose money, doesn't matter, because I've already taken money from them. This is what was happening. So we started with the approach where we teach you everything from the basics and fundamentals. We actually call it the money school. The 1% Club has a money school where we teach you personal finance, we teach you mutual fund investing, retirement planning, house planning, we teach you insurance planning, tax planning, credit card hacks. So we sort of cover everything. Then we go into like fundamental analysis of stocks. Then we go into swing trading, right? So this is the kind of curriculum that we have to teach you all the way from the basics. If you don't want to get into stock market investing and swing trading, it's completely fine. A lot of people feel like, okay, if I don't know how to pick stocks, I'm not going to be rich. No, there's a lot of other things that you can do. So we teach them the basics, and then we go into the advanced things. Because when you educate somebody, and then when you tell them, hey, this is the mutual fund to invest in, this is the insurance to buy, then they understand it. Like coming to the earlier part of our discussion, when I asked you, why didn't you buy the insurance set? You're like, I don't know which is the best insurance. Imagine if I taught you first how insurance products are built, how to rank insurance policies, how to pick insurance policies. And then when you talk to an advisor who tells you that this is the policy to buy, you understand that person. You don't, otherwise you'll feel like, okay, is this person scamming me? Is there a commission for this guy? Is this the right product for me? All those doubts are gone, because you also understand what's happening. Like I'll give you the example of, let's say, cooking, or let's say cleaning the house. You guys know how to cook and clean the house if you wanted to, but still you hire somebody. Now, what that person is doing, or let's say the person is cleaning your house, if the person has not cleaned your house properly, you know. You're like, yeah, theek se nahi kiya, theek se kar do. You tell all that, no? Right? But when it comes to financial planning, if you don't know jack shit about what is finance, what will you tell this person? You have to give blind trust to this person. And a lot of people have lost their money by blindly trusting somebody else. Right? So this is the gap that we want to solve. First educate, and then advise.
Is it like a course, or is it customized for whoever? Like if I come to you and say, this is how much I make and this is how much I'm saving, or this is what I'm doing, what to do with all of this?
So,
or it's like first you teach them everything and then maybe there is a step further.
So it's like a 4-week boot camp.
Okay.
So as soon as you join, the next 4 weeks is carefully planned for you guys. Every day you are told what to study, right? At the end of the week, there is a quiz. And then there is also like a live session that we conduct to answer your questions.
There are exams and all.
There are exams and all.
Damn.
Right?
I was thinking of signing up, but now I'm scared.
It's not easy, right? So there's quizzes and stuff. And there's a huge community. So we have an app as well. It's there on Play Store and App Store. We currently have almost 60,000 members, right? So imagine it being like a huge community of finance enthusiasts like you. While you're studying, you will have some questions and doubts. You can ask in the community. The community helps. We also have like 20 people mentor team to kind of answer your questions on WhatsApp groups and all of that. So it's sort of like, see, when you ask me, is it a course? I hate calling it a course.
Because of how polluted the course market is.
Not just that. The course completion rates are abysmal. So when you sell a course, the onus is on you to complete it. You purchase it with a Josh. Then you have to open it and watch the videos. No?
Now you are lazing about.
Correct. And in this low attention span world, I'd rather go and swipe on Instagram than watch Finance with Sharan talk about how to pick insurance policy. Right? So procrastination is the problem. So we don't call ourselves a course. Ours is a boot camp. Right? Where we pressure you. Right? We call you up in case you're not studying, if you're not doing, like it's just like 10 minutes per day. But even 10 minutes per day, people, they think that they don't have time. It's like going to the gym. We don't go to the gym thinking we don't have time. The only reality is we don't prioritize it. Right? So we call people up, we tell them, hey, you haven't finished, what's happening, this, that. So it's sort of like a guided program where we ensure that, you complete everything that's given to you. The industry average is like 3-4% completion rate if you like sell a course, because only 3-4% people are like very studious. These are the people who are probably the IIT toppers. And our completion rate comes to about 80%. Like 5,000 people are taught in our boot camps every month, and 80% of them complete with a certificate. So that's what we do.
That's really nice, because like he mentioned, courses, usually you never complete it.
I thought the idea behind getting a course, now I'm going to be super honest, when you're getting a course, I thought it's for your what do you call it? You get it so that now that I've got the course, I will go and I will learn, because otherwise you can just Google everything or search it on YouTube.
Nobody does, no. Nobody does
So that's the
self-study.
thing. That's the thing. Like, I think stuff like this is good because everything is like put together in place for you to come and learn. Otherwise,
Even after doing that, people don't study. Like, fine, first thing is everything is available for free. I'll go and Google, YouTube, this thing. People won't do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they came here, because everything is in one place and explained in a very entertaining manner so that I will remember it. Right? Studying is one thing, implementation is another thing. Right? So even if everything is available for free on the internet, you will never be able to implement it because you're not taught in the right manner. You don't have the tools and all of that. So we give all that.
I brought it up because that's the number one criticism. If when someone makes a course, they're like, "Yes, ab to YouTube pe bhi hai."
Correct.
But no one's going na to look.
Exactly. No one is studying it. Exactly.
The ones who are smart and want to learn, they'll go and fetch it from anywhere.
Correct.
Like if I want to learn about a specific thing, I'll go look it up.
Correct.
And I'll learn.
I mean, how did I learn about finance?
Yourself,
Right. I also Googled, I also researched, and then I went one step further. I talked to people who actually manage money for HNIs.
Yeah.
So all of that took me like 3 years.
Yeah.
Took all of those learnings and made it into a program.
Yeah.
Right. Now that program you can do it in 4 weeks. Whatever I've studied in 3 years, you can do it in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do that 3 years, fine. You save money of not joining. Great. You spend your 3 years and study.
Yeah.
People will not do it. Even let's say I give you my entire learning, which is of let's say a 10-hour program, 20-hour program, whatever it is. Still, you won't do it because you are like, I have to go to job, I have to go to work, I have meetings. When I come back from 7, I just want to chill. This shit.
Yeah.
So that also happens. So there is something extra that's needed beyond that.
Yeah.
Which is creating a guided program where there is competition, where there is a community, so that you feel FOMO. Oh, that guy has finished. Why can't I finish?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy is calling me and making me feel guilty that I'm not finished.
Yeah.
Let me study. 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. No, I can do it while traveling and commuting from office.
It's about the accountability to some extent. Yeah. Now I'll ask you, why do you do all of this? I mean, I get it that you make money off of it, but like just starting to make content about finance and finance education, like what made you want to do it? Because if you learned about finance, you could have like kept that to yourself and implemented whatever you've learned.
Yeah.
What made you wanna, like, did you want to get popular by doing it? Did you wanna just be a creator because you've heard good things?
So the real reason I started creating content was because I was applying for my college MBA. I wanted to go to Columbia for my MBA, and I had to fill up the application. And I was working with this application consultants, as they call them, who tell you whether an application, I'm sure you would have also
We know of
researched,
them,
right? So, and these guys charge a bomb. They charge like
They charge a lot of money.
30,000 rupees per application.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, I'm taking it seriously, whatever this
Yeah.
guy is saying. So this guy was like, your extracurriculars look very lean, you need to beef it up. And I thought my extracurriculars was good because I was on 2 international competitions. You know those Formula 1 concept race cars? FSA, Formula student.
yeah.
So I was a mechanical engineer. I'd built these race cars and I had gone to Italy and US and we won first and second prize and all. And this guy is saying my extracurriculars look bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, what can I do? And then lockdown happened. I didn't get the promotion because of the lockdown.
Correct.
And then I'm like, what can I do if I'm sitting at home?
Yeah.
Then I started watching a lot of YouTube. I came across this guy called Ali Abdal. So you heard of this guy, productivity guru.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old, medical student in London. And he makes this video saying, I know I made $1 million 1 year. I'm like, this guy's 25 years, I was 25 years old. This guy's a medical student. I'm working at KPMG.
Yeah.
This guy probably definitely has less time than me. He's fucking going and saving lives. And I'm just sitting at home, doing work from home, doing meetings and write minutes of meeting.
Yeah.
Why is this guy, how is this guy able to make $1 million and I can't, right?
Yeah.
So that was a reality check for me, that when people say they don't have time, it just means it's not a priority.
Yeah.
So, and plus it was a perfect environment for me during lockdown. Weekends I had to stay at home only. So no question of going out with friends, no partying, nothing. Just at home. Plus I also was going through a breakup. So I had something to prove.
So you had that.
Yeah, I had
drive
that
in
Josh
you.
also.
Yeah.
So 2 things going for me. So then I thought, okay, let me start creating content. And I knew a little bit about finance. And truth be told, I knew less than 1% of what I know today when I started.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
You've
Start
learnt
even
along
if
the
you
way.
don't know anything. Because when you start, you will force yourself to learn new things because that's the only way you can continue. So that is how it started. And then it reached like 200K followers in like 3 months. Then my college application was really good. I got into Columbia MBA. I was like, okay, shit, I did this, right? And then I'm just waiting for the days until I have to go to New York. I'm like, okay, let's just continue the content. You know, it's nice. You know, the fame is good, followers is good, money is good.
But this was all still during the lockdown?
It was still during the lockdown only. Then after that, all of a sudden, it reached 1 million followers. Then it started getting really serious. Then I'm like, okay, do I really need to go there? I need to give 2 crores to Colombia, right? Should I give this 2 crores to them or just, you know, build something here?
Yeah.
That's when the idea of 1% club started. And I gave up that MBA dream. It has been a dream of mine for 7 years. And I had to say no to that. I always wanted to go there and live the friend's life.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I stayed back, moved to Mumbai. And I actually came to Mumbai thinking I'll be an actor. Because a lot of people in the comment section were like, you're better than all these Bollywood stars. You should try.
This is because of the skits?
Because of the skits.
Yeah.
I believed them, came to Mumbai and realized what the reality of this fucking industry is. Right?
Yeah, like, I'll make finance content.
Yeah. So then I decided to get an office. We had like 5 people working from home. And by then, all of a sudden, it became 30 people. And then today, it's 120 people.
Oh, wow.
So it happened in the last 2 years, since 1.5 years since I've been in Mumbai. So that's my journey in a nutshell.
Yeah,
That's really cool, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows like if you start doing this and you do it right, like I don't think anything else compares. I don't know. I love creating content, and especially when it works and it's doing well. Like there aren't many different things that I would rather be doing. It's the same with you. You said it was your dream to go to Colombia and live that life, but it's just like
it's also probably like destiny, bro. Like
I mean,
think about someone told him his application was weak and that's why he started this.
Yeah, and the breakup also.
And the breakup is secondary. We'll take the application first.
Did you hit the gym also after?
I was working out using the cult's online workouts.
Yeah.
At home I was doing lockdown, no.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, when you break up, little 2 months of hard working out comes up.
Do you still work out?
I do like 3 times a week. To be lying, like I did 1 week last week.
And then you stopped.
Then I stopped. I stopped because I got sick.
Right.
But usually I do like 3-4 times a week.
So you're more like into fitness and are you health conscious?
I've recently become, because what happened was I got this massive neck pain for like 6 months. So what happens
6 months
was
is a long time, bro.
So the neck starts becoming weaker as you progress through the day.
Okay.
And then by the night time you can't even keep your head up. So that was a wake up call for me. I was like, I'm lean, I don't need to work out. I can eat whatever the fuck I want. Right? But my lifestyle got so bad because I'm traveling all the time, doing podcasts, doing master classes, right? So my neck couldn't deal with it anymore. So then I started going to physio, and then that sort of led to a positive spiral effect. So it was good that it happened to me because then I got really serious about health. It doesn't stop there. Then you get a good trainer, you start going to the gym, you get a nutritionist to help you with your diet, right? So it sort of becomes a positive spiral effect. And then I got into meditation. I recently went to Art of Living. I did a 5-day Vipassana program there. Like no phone, no
You're
talking,
not allowed to speak and all.
no talking, no music, no reading books. Just and not even looking at people's
thoughts.
faces.
Are you allowed to
Just
write
thoughts.
I can't
anything
even
down?
look at your faces. I have to look down and walk.
Why?
Because they say that looking at people's face gives you desires and sadness.
I don't know this.
That's what they said. So to look down and walk. So I'm just surrounded by the mountains, the goats and all of that.
Yeah.
I did
You're allowed
that.
to look at them.
They're allowed to look at the goats. I did a picture also with the goat.
How did you take a picture? You didn't have a phone, no?
No, I asked one of them to take a No phone as in, I will put it on airplane mode.
But you're allowed to keep your phone.
I didn't use the phone just for the camera photos and all. I'm a content creator.
Yeah.
Little bit I have to take a photo.
I think this is different from that strict Vipassana
strict one.
that they do.
There's a strict one where you're not allowed to speak.
No,
Nothing,
I didn't
nothing.
speak.
No phones, nothing.
No
You
phones,
can't even
nothing.
write. You can't even.
No, I was not writing
yeah.
also. Just one photo I took. Bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, it's fine.
Everything else was strict.
Yeah.
One photo and you're saying it's not strict.
No, usually they don't let you have all of these.
Yeah. But I think it's great to be able to become health conscious and have money to back it up also, because like you said, nutritionist, trainer, yoga trainer, this, that, all of this, if you
No, yoga trainer I don't have.
No, I'm saying if you want to.
If I
you
want
put
to.
all of this together, it's like you're spending what 50,000-60,000 a month just on being healthy. Probably
Yeah.
more.
No,
No.
it's less, I think. It's probably 20-30K per month on these things. And it's important because what I realized is that to be like truly optimally happy,
Yeah.
the health and relationship also needs to be solved for,
Yeah.
right? And I was just focusing on the money,
Mm.
right? After some time, money, like I told, doesn't give more gratification.
Yeah.
So then if you also optimize your health and relationships, you sort of lead a very complete life, complete man,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I've come to realize. So now I'm focusing on health and even relationship. That's also important. Now I mean relationships. I don't mean like your girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not just in.
I mean like
Personal
like
relationships
friends,
with people.
like dost,
Yeah.
yaar.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other bonds. So that's very important.
Oh, that is true because you want to have like if you have money, why do you have money is so that like you can have freedom, and what do you want to do with freedom is to be around people that you love.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there are no people only that you love around you, then what's the point of having all
Absolutely.
of that?
And they say that one of the biggest determinants of a long, healthy life is your social circles.
Yeah.
And you guys are so lucky that you guys get to be in social circles for a living.
Yeah.
Like it's your 4 of your friends
Yeah.
and doing it for a living as well.
Yeah.
So you guys are, actually feeding your soul as well
Mm.
while making money,
Yeah.
if you
That
think
is
about
true.
it.
Even it's stuff like this also, bro. Like we've been talking for around 2 hours now, and like
Yeah.
this is my job, but also like this was a good conversation to have. Like this
Yeah.
is both fulfilling my social needs. Like I've spoken to someone who knows so much more about this one thing, like when it comes to finance and all.
Yeah.
So it helps me learn also. Also, like there is banter back and forth.
Yeah.
And also it's just
It's also
like,
a new relation that you form.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I appreciate the most about doing this podcast
Yeah.
is I've made a lot of friends through it. And like I keep in touch with the people that have come on the show. And it's like this friendship that is formed
Mm.
and it will keep going. And
Right.
I want to have the same people back on the podcast also. Like
Yeah.
with you, like I'll have you back in a year and then we'll discuss what's
Talk
new.
about the updates.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll tell you is that don't think everybody is your friend.
No, for
No,
sure.
I'm
that
not
we
saying
know
I
for
won't be
sure.
a friend. I'm
For
just
sure.
saying that
Yeah.
what the mistake that I did was that when I moved to Mumbai, I started making a lot of contacts.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows me. I'm
Yeah.
being nice to everybody.
Yeah.
And I thought everybody, I have 100
Will have
friends.
your
I
back.
thought,
Yeah.
right? I thought 100 friends.
Yeah.
It's not that they deceived me or they did not do something for me, but I started feeling empty because I was having shallow relationships with
It is
100
a very
people,
shallow relationship. Yeah.
right? It's more like a professional contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You're nice to each other, you help each other, but they're not your friend.
It's super
Yeah.
transactional. Like
Correct. It's a transactional thing.
Yeah.
So there's only like 4 or 5 people that you can truly, deep dive with.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is something that was missing in my life until like 6 months back.
Mm.
And now I'm starting to build that.
Mm.
And then life becomes much better when you do that.
Yeah.
There's nothing work related with them.
Yeah.
It's just like,
You just have them around you and
you just have them around you and
Yeah.
you make like random plans
yeah.
without
Yeah.
talking about work or money or anything.
Because you can't have that. You need to have people that you can have stupid conversations with and just
Absolutely.
like not care about.
yeah, you don't have to
Who's
always
watching.
talk about work and
Yeah, even with the guests, it's not all of them. Like some people, they remain as friends. Some people, there's a professional relationship. Like they know they can call you. Oh, bro, I have this thing coming out. I want to come promote. I'm like, if like
Put a story for me. This
not
that.
put a story. Like I'll come on the
Yeah.
podcast to talk about it. And if it's like
Oh, they're like, I have this thing coming out. Can I come on your podcast?
yeah, and luckily so far the people who have asked me are people that I don't mind like doing it with. But sometimes there's people that I don't want to have on also. That's different. But it's so far it's been good. Like we haven't had any guests that were like, "Arey, this person like they used us." Or but it is important to be careful. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, once you're in the public eye, relations change quite a lot with even people who you're close to, friends and
So one thing I've done is I've always maintained like at least like 2-3 old friend connections.
yeah.
But I'm sad that they don't live in the same city.
Mm.
Like one guy is in Chicago, one guy is in Mangalore,
Mm.
one guy is in Bangalore.
Mm.
Like they are like my old close friends and they're not in Mumbai. So sometimes it gets hard
Yeah.
to stay in touch. So right now, what I'm doing is that I don't just consume, finance content or money-making content. Like before, I was like, okay, money, money, money. I'm going to read finance books. I'm going to watch finance videos. I'm going to watch finance podcasts and all of that. Now I'm watching a podcast on relationship. So there's this podcast where the thumbnail says, why women choose toxic men.
Yeah.
Right? It's a good thumbnail.
It's a very good one.
That sounds like us, bro. I feel like we've done something like that.
Yeah, so my sister was watching it. So I started watching it.
Yeah.
And it was so good, man. Like 2 hours of conversation. And this is this expert from Hinge. She's like a relationship expert.
I think
Like
I've seen.
You've seen this?
Her
She's
name
like
is something with S.
Scientist. So she's like a relationship scientist.
Okay.
Right? And she's talking about the different kinds of personalities, different kinds of emotional triggers, why you sort of are like that in a relationship. Like, why are you maybe like a fuckboy or whatever, right? So, lot of things that you take for granted, right? You think, okay, relationship means if you like each other by the way we look, then once you say I love you, everything should be fine, right?
There's a lot of work that goes into.
There's a proper science behind it.
Exactly.
And I love science. So until then, I was like, okay, relationship is so simple. I like somebody, I need to start dating them.
Yeah.
But when you realize that there is actually a science behind it of what you are thinking, what they are thinking, right? What you think is right, what they think is right. And actually nobody is right because it's all our own perceptions. So when you come to learn all of these things, 2 hours of conversation, I'm feeding myself with these kind of content to grow in other areas of my life. I think that's the phase I'm in right now.
Do you have someone that you can
I
experiment
don't have someone, but I'm preparing myself.
Yeah.
You're getting ready.
I'm getting ready, I guess.
Has like the female attention changed once you've become famous?
I think I shouldn't have entered this topic.
No, it would have.
Yeah, it's the same as this thing, no? Like familiarity, right? And I guess, yeah.
Also, it's like you're known for something, right? Now,
Right.
there's this song about, what's that song?
Which one?
Like 6'5" finance.
That.
I know.
You've
a lot
heard
of
that
girls
one?
have asked
Looking
me.
for
I'm
a
like,
guy,
I know
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. I'm like, I'm not 6'5", guys.
So
You have the blue eyes.
all
though.
I don't have blue eyes. I have black eyes.
The song is like, I want a guy who's 6'5", has blue eyes.
And is in finance.
Yeah.
So finance, bro, is like a.
Turn on.
It's like a turn off.
Turn on.
Girls
Turn
like
on.
it
Yeah. Girls like that.
Why do you think so?
because they don't know much.
They
about
don't,
finance.
like you mentioned, 30% of your audience is women. So for them, it's they
Turn
don't
on.
really know too much about finance.
They want a CA. They don't want a boyfriend. But like they're trying to like get 2 in 1. So that's what they're going for, I feel.
Yeah, they think that I'm gonna make them rich
Yeah,
because
probably.
I'm a finance guy.
Maybe. And
No,
also
it's a very common pickup line. Most girls, they think they're being very innovative. They're like, hey, if I date you, will I get finance tips?
yeah.
Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Very, very common. And they think they're being very innovative.
Yeah. No, also being in finance kind of implies that you are well to do. So that's also another thing. Like, whether now some people want to call it like, oh, she's a gold digger or this and that. But like, wanting your partner to be successful isn't like the worst thing.
Yeah, actually, that's another interesting point that you said, because there's another podcast that I watched about this divorce lawyer in the US. The thumbnail of this video was, if she says this, don't marry her. This was ...
Yeah.
Then I clicked it. I had to watch that.
What is it?
What has she said?
Another 2-hour conversation.
Yeah.
So this guy says that there's nothing wrong with being a gold digger. And this is how he explains it. He says that it is again a transaction, right? Like at the end of the day, what is love?
Yeah.
Like why do two people come together? If you're saying that, okay, these two people are similarly attractive, then we don't say anything, these people were meant to be with each other.
Yeah.
But actually it's a transaction because they are exchanging each other's, the access to each other's looks.
Yeah.
They like each other in terms of just appearance. Right? That's how a relationship starts. It's not like I fell in love with them before and then I started with them. Right? It's not like a spark or a connection. Yeah. Sparks and connections at the end of the day is dopamine. Right? So that's number one. But when let's say when you say this person is a gold digger or whatever, there is again a transaction.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the guy is getting a girl is getting interested in him who otherwise would be out of his league.
Yeah.
right? A very attractive girl is being interested in this guy, and she is getting security and access to his wealth,
Correct.
and they're sort of helping each other, right? The guy is getting companionship of a woman who is attractive, otherwise who he would not have, who had never been able to get because of his looks.
Yeah.
And the girl in exchange is also getting access to his wealth. So in the beginning, it could be like that. But then, no matter who you're with, if you're spending years and years with them, you'll eventually just love them, right? You'll eventually fall in love with them, no matter who you're with. No matter how it started in the beginning, later on, you will love them. So this is how he explains it. That you can't blame the girl for being a gold digger. Because let's not forget that the guy is also getting a beautiful girl. This is what he's explaining. Don't cancel me, guys. I'm just watching a 2-hour podcast and breaking it down for you guys. Just
Saving 2 hours of your time.
Yeah, I mean, that is so obviously there, bro. Like,
and that's why when you see an average-looking guy with a pretty girl, it's like a very cliche thing, you know.
It is, yeah.
A gold digger.
Yeah.
And then they make fun of the guy. Oh, why you? Oh, she's just using you. And then that goes into their head.
Yeah.
And first of all, why do you think the guy became rich in the first place?
Yeah,
be able to do this.
Exactly.
That's what they say. No, at the end of the day, that's what they say. At the end of the day, everything in life is about money and sex.
Yeah.
Everything that you do, every decision of your life, everything ends up in either money bucket or sex bucket.
Correct.
Yeah.
Think about it. Can you tell me one thing which is not about money or sex that you do?
I can't think of anything.
Right?
That makes me sound so shallow.
It does. But then it's
That's how
true.
it is.
Like, if we have to think of it, I don't think there's anything.
What about like meditation? Like,
But that is
meditation is like
what are you solving for? It's
meditation is for, I would say it's for eventually for sex. I'll tell you why. And even for money.
Yeah.
Because meditation gives you clarity, which helps you make better decisions, which helps you make more money or find the right partner.
That way, everything can be driven down to money.
Yeah.
Finance with Sharan.
You got me there. But what I mean by that is meditation is something to do for yourself.
I was gonna say religion, but like, what are people praying for most times?
Money.
Yeah, money or sex.
And also a good woman. I want to get married. I hope my daughter gets a good husband. I hope my son gets married. What is all that?
Yeah.
Same.
It's both only. It's both.
It's a combination.
That's crazy.
So no, it's all about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, this was
crazy how we debunked that everything is about money.
Yeah, I think we have spoken about everything.
I think that will be my thumbnail.
Yeah.
Sex.
You'll see your CTR go through the roof.
Yeah. So, bro, thank you for doing this. Like,
Absolutely.
This was a lot of fun, and I think we learned a lot.
You say this all the time? And at the end?
Man.
No, we never learn anything. Today we know we have to go and check our health insurance.
That's it.
Yeah.
No,
I had a lot of fun. We usually do.
We have fun, bro.
We have fun, yeah.
For us, this is just like bros hanging out.
I think you're the kind of guys who will have fun given whoever the person is.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the dynamics between you and your friends.
Yeah.
You guys will have fun regardless.
Yeah.
But learning,
it's about making.
But learning happened today.
Yeah. Real learning
That
happened
is the
today.
USP of today's video.
Yeah.
We're joining the 1% club now.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes,
We've been sold.
Go for it.
Let's go.
Just join, bro.
Yes.
Done. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much for doing this.
And anything else you want to say?
I think I'll just see you next year.
Let's go. Done. Too much fun, bro.